Divorce tag? How on earth will you live? Oh, you're a child of divorce? That's why you couldn't keep your marriage together? Getting married at 39. Wow. Hello, salam, namaste, dear friends. These are just some of the things Mirza, the Indian actress, model, and Miss India 2000, has come across, and she hasn't given up. Mirza recently married Vaibhav Rekhi, her second husband, and we are all love and blessings on this channel for them. Today we are going to talk about what we can learn from Mirza's divorce title to her second marriage. So here it is, 3 lessons from Mirza's divorce and wedding.
Everything I do, I wanna marry you. 'Cause when you're around, I know it's true. The way you make me feel is so good, baby. So good every single day.
Mirza married Sahil Sangha in 2014 and her marriage lasted 5 years. Now obviously, her being a public personality, a lot of shitposting was done on Bollywood gossip channels and pages. But for this video, I did not consider a single one of those crappy sources because gossip is bullshit. Lucky for us, Mirza spoke about these very difficult things in her interview with PINKVILLA last year when she was promoting the controversial movie Thappad. If you don't know, Thappad is the story of a woman who is filing for a divorce after her husband strikes her publicly. So Dia spoke about a lot of things, and there is so much we can learn. So first things first, what did Dia learn about relationships from her own parents who divorced when she was a toddler? It is extremely refreshing to see Dia Mirza talk about this because the sheer stigma around this keeps the important things from us. Yes, Dia Mirza was still a toddler when her parents got divorced. Dia's father was not abusive or horrendous or anything. He was a good, decent man, but at some point the relationship was just not working. They both wanted different things from life, and they made this sensible decision to get divorced. This fear of some bad things will happen to the kids if a woman applies for a divorce is one of the most dangerous things you can think of as a mother. Dia's mother didn't beat around the bush. Both parents sat her down one day and gradually, slowly, in words that a child can understand, they told her what was happening. They explained to her how her social life will be affected, her school functions, her friends having both parents around, things like that, and they talked about everything. And I think they did what most parents don't, is that they treated her like an individual and allowed her time and space to deal with and understand what was going on. Children think and understand more than you expect, you know that? If you treat them with respect and make them a part of your decisions, they will be able to deal with anything side by side, just like you. And at some point, Dia's mother got remarried also. Her second husband was an amazing father to Dia. More than a father, he was her friend, and Dia speaks so fondly of him. And don't get me wrong, Dia isn't trying to fake a happy family image of all of this. Of course not. Of course it didn't happen overnight. She didn't expect and accept him as a father the minute he walked in. Of course not. That's ridiculous. Feelings don't work that way. But gradually it did. All thanks to the guy who wanted to make that effort and wanted to be her dad. So for those who might think Dia came from one of those broken home cliche things, Dia had the love of 2 dads, not just one. And what she learned about relationships from the whole experience is that it is okay for people to not want the same things from life all the time. It is possible to maintain a good co-parenting terms with your ex-spouse even after a divorce in order to share the love of your children. It is important to only stay in a relationship when 2 people are happy with each other. when it is not making you miserable inside. And the most important one yet, that instead of having two parents under the same roof who are fighting all the time, it is much better for the children to have one parent at a time under one roof, a happy parent, a parent at peace with themselves, a parent who isn't depressed and trapped or gaslighted. Question number 2, did Dia or women who divorce just do it because they don't want to compromise? Dia Mirza brought this up in the interview, and it is such an important point. This perception people have that divorce is somehow like an easy way out, as if they are divorcing because they don't want to compromise, or they are too inflexible, they don't want to adjust. Remember those Seema Taparia memes from that Netflix show Matchmaking, in which this Seema auntie is talking about women not being flexible or some shit? In our culture, this is a prevalent thought because apparently there is no limit to the list of compromises that a woman has to make. She has to leave her own home. She has to leave her family. She has to cut ties with siblings. She has to ignore her friends and social life. She has to change her surname. She has to cook, clean, serve the husband and his entire family. She has to put all people first. And this is just the things that are supposed to happen by default. This is not even negotiable. This is what they call custom or tradition or ritual. So what else does a woman need to compromise? Her career, her ambitions, her dreams, her self-respect, her dignity, reproductive rights, and what else? What else is left? What else is there? As Dia pointed out, this list is an individual choice because we all are different and have different expectations from our partners. However, when those expectations are not met, you have all the right to walk down to the court and apply for a divorce. And no other person can tell you not to. Just because they would have compromised doesn't mean you should. Only you get to decide what you want. And please spare me this judgment and all these other women who go through this. Please spare them the judgment as if they just went shopping one day and decided on the way back, oh, let me pick up some ice cream for home. Oh, let me file for a divorce while I'm here. No, that doesn't happen. It doesn't work that way. So question 3, what did Dia's own divorce teach her? This is super interesting. It is just first time I have heard a Bollywood celebrity talk about this in such a sensible way. Self-awareness. Thanks so much, Dia, for talking about this, because I see plenty of women divorce their first husband and then keep repeating the same patterns of behavior, and they keep falling for the wrong men in their life. And then they blame God for having a bad life, and they think they're somehow cursed. They don't have love in their fate, blah, blah, blah. The reason why this happens, why second marriages turn out to be even bigger disasters often, is because after the first bad experience, you didn't see a therapist. You didn't spend enough time for healing. You didn't self-reflect. You didn't ponder over your own actions and behaviors. Divorces are difficult, and I have empathy for you, for your pain. And I also understand the urge to blame it all on the man, the ex-husband or his family or the mother-in-law who you claim was doing some black magic on you. Yeah, I hear some bizarre excuses women make for their husband's shitty behavior. And plenty of those things, except for the magic and bullshit, might be also somehow true. They could be mean people and your in-laws, and your husband could be a monster, yes. But when you have cooled off, when you're done with the legal stuff, the paperwork and the lawyers and all that, when you are mentally in a better space, think about your own behaviors. Why did you fall for this guy? If it was an arranged marriage, why did you agree to marry him? What did you know and what you didn't know before the wedding? What kind of a person he was? What kind of a person you are? What attracted you to him? Why did you stay for so long? What fears drove you to stay in the marriage? What do you want your future to look like? What can you learn from your past mistakes? How has your behavior led you to where you are? What can you do different next time? I know these are all difficult questions and you don't want to face these because these are uncomfortable. Hence, so many people seek therapy and deal with all this right away with the help of a professional. If you don't fix your fractured, broken leg on your own with the duct tape and a tree branch, why would you try to fix your own mental health absolutely on your own? So do see a professional, but before anything, if you don't fix your own self, your own habits, you will meet the same demon again and again in the form of a different person. It doesn't matter whether you marry a second guy or a third or the 10th. So with that, I want to congratulate Dia Mirza on her new life and wish nothing but love, happiness and prosperity to the new couple. And for all of you out there staying in unhappy, unloved, shitty marriages, surviving on crumbs, waiting, hoping, wishing that one day, out of the blue, with some magic, a shitty spouse will start loving you, please learn from Dia. Find the courage to walk out of a relationship that does not serve you anymore. There is love in your future too, and all of us deserve love and dignity from our partners. Be single, explore, discover, enjoy life. And only when you find someone worthy of your love, do what Dia did. Stay happy. I'll catch you soon with the new theme of our March month. Bye-bye.
I wanna marry you. 'Cause when you're around, I know it's true. The way you make me feel is so good, baby. So good, so good. Every single day was fun, but I